That was absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
That was really nice. Can't believe it.
Thank you.
Very nice.
That's, and the music and
Oh, so Bert,
I'm sorry? We can't hear you.
ask a question of Bert about those.
John, we can't hear you.
Okay, I just had a question for Bert about.
I can't hear you.
I guess I was just surprised. Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
Yeah, I can't hear Don either.
You can't hear me?
Can she type it in the chat?
Yeah. You want to type in your comment?
Yeah, that's weird because I did have.
This must be Brian's place.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, I had a phone.
Good, Brian.
Okay, everyone.
All right, let's go with the next one then. In alphabetical order again. And the next one is gonna be from David Raleigh. And in case, I think most of you know about David. He's from England as well. and he is the Photoshop guru who is so nicely volunteered to give our camera club presentations every Monday morning via Zoom. So it's a real valuable thing that he's doing for us. Usually we got about between 10 and 15 people, signing up on that Zoom. And I know that I don't speak just for myself, but I speak for everyone. We always learn something new. So anyway, here comes his slideshow. Okay, I think, let's see. We can maximize it somehow. Okay. Let's just screen share.
Testing.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Let's go. Let's see.
The only thing I see is
Okay, actually, hold on. He didn't want us to see that one. That would be for the end of the show in case anyone is still awake. This is other show. Let's see. For one reason or another, QuickTime doesn't work all that quick on my computer. Come on.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it. There's the one. Some really mesmerizing images and transitions. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, can hear you.
Yeah. It's amazing, you know, just to do this one with flowers, you know, you just go out into your backyard and more or less you can find most of these flowers over there, and that's all it takes. You know, it's to get some beautiful pictures and great transitions. Amazing. All right, the next one in alphabetical order is down. Are you here, down? Down? Can
I
you,
am. I don't think you guys can
yeah,
hear me though.
you wanna say something about it, or
You guys can't hear me, right?
we can hear you all that much?
You can or can't?
We, no, we can.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
That's good. Okay.
Okay. I think this was just a collection of landscapes that I took and just found a video, a music audio file that I thought would match to it well. And it's just random shots of some around here, some when I was traveling out west, all of them in the United States. Just kind of a variety. Nothing special about it.
Okay. Here it comes. I think here it comes. Oh, yes.
While traveling northwest on a backcountry lane, I came on the village where first I grew, and stopped to climb up the hill once again, looking down from the tracks to the great slate roofs. I watched the village moving as the day went slowly by. In the fields we lay in, my very first love and I, under timeless Arcadian skies, under timeless Arcadian skies. The old canal lies sleeping under the sky. The barges are gone to a lost day. On overgrown banks here, lovers' footsteps went by. Long before ever the roads were made. And in our turn we passed here and carved our names on trees, as the days washed by like waves of an endless sea. Under timeless Arcadian skies, under timeless Arcadian skies. Time runs through your fingers, you never hold it at all till it's gone. Some fragments just linger with you like snow in the spring, hanging on. I left the village behind in the night, to fade like a sail on the darkening seas. Shifts and changes in the patterns of life will weather it more than the same. future is. And in another village, in a far foreign land, the new day breaks out, opening up its hand. And the sun has the moon in his eyes as he wanders the timeless skies.
That was incredible.
Nice job.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
on my end, the audio was lagging, so I had taken so much time to line up the pictures with like the words in the song, and all for naught because certainly was lagging. But
You are choosing, you are all the way in province there, you know, so it takes some time for it to get. It's just the way Zoom works. I don't think that we
yeah,
can do much about it. You know, it's just you know, these are substitute for our real meeting, and unfortunately, it's not perfect. So
yeah, no, I understand that.
That was
and
Hopefully it didn't look too bad.
yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's every single one of them looks beautiful, but I know for a fact, you know, that on most of your displays is something, either the picture is jittery or the sound is jittery, you know, is off a little bit, you know. So, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, let's see. Heidi is coming up next time. Heidi, you have any words that you want to say, or you want to keep quiet about that?
Yeah, I'll talk through each of them. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Hold on for a second.
All right.
Let's go back over here.
If the pictures look jittery or fuzzy, out of focus, it's because of this jitteriness from Zoom, okay?
Let's see here. Okay.
Okay.
Here's the first one.
All right. So first, a little background on me. I'm a new photographer. I've been in the HCC for just under a year now. I have a Nikon D850 that I shoot with a 28 to 300 millimeter lens. And I am still learning the camera. I'm getting better. I've learned a lot from all of you. And I've been learning a lot on these Monday morning calls with David and Laszlo, just to understand how to use Photoshop. So it is getting better. The few pictures, I don't have enough good photos to put together a whole video presentation. So I'm just gonna share a few of my favorites with you. This first one, this black and white shot, is probably the farthest I've traveled this year because of COVID. This is to my husband's family camp up in the Adirondacks. And this is the iconic shot from the end of the dock that I put into black and white. It was a really cloudy day, so the colors in the picture weren't that great. There was a storm coming in, so I put it into black and white to try to salvage it, and I thought it came out pretty good.
That was a good choice.
If you want to show the next one.
Yeah.
This is a photo that I took recently. We went to Kent Falls State Park, which, as you know, just opened up last Saturday. So I was there on Sunday. This is very recent. I tried to do a little bit of getting the foreground, the middle ground, the background. There was some water action going on. A little bit of a cloudy day. A challenge for me to, photograph the water. I didn't have I didn't do a long exposure shot because I didn't have a tripod with me. But this is embarrassing, but I just finally figured out how to bring the histogram up on the live view screen on my Nikon, which is a little bit tricky to figure out how to do on the model that I have, but I was able to do that, and I used the histogram to take this picture and then balance out the colors. So when I brought it into Photoshop, I didn't have too much to do. I did lighten up a few of the areas in the back, like that little triangle section you see above the first waterfall. I got rid of the haze there. I thought that came out pretty good, and I did sharpen some of the leaves toward the bottom. So pretty proud of a couple Photoshop skills I learned there.
Did you take your tripod up there?
I did not.
Okay. Because it's a long walk all the way to the top, and that's where you took the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured you'd all know this one. All right, next. This one was also up at the Kent Falls State Park. This was a foreground, middle ground, background I was trying to do and get a little bit of the winding path in there. And I did do some modifications to the sky. That the top, I know it still looks a little blown out, but it was much worse. And I did some sharpening of the flowers in the foreground there. But I really kind of like that shot, and I'm hoping to go back a few times, maybe in the fall, and capture it in a different light in the hopes that it turns out better. Laszlo, if you want to go to the next one.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, did I give you that one too? Okay, so this one I found over in a little town called Linlithgow, New York. I don't know where that is. I'm new to the area. I've only been here for about a year, so trying to find good places to shoot has been a challenge. But this was on the side of the road next to a farm stand, and I saw these sunflowers, and I went back 3 times to try to get it in good light, but and then try to arrange it so that your eye kind of looks down and a little bit around the corner.
It looks really nice.
Oh, by the way, the sky is fake. Thanks, Laszlo. I didn't figure out how to put clouds in, but it was a totally white day, and that little bit of color I added with some tips.
Which one did you use? The Luminar?
No, I didn't do that. I just changed the color. I put another layer on and added a little bit of blue because I didn't want it to look totally blah, but I didn't want it to look too fake either.
No, that worked out pretty good.
I can't wait to try the clouds that you sent me and a little bit of fog to make it even more interesting next time. All right, and this next shot I absolutely love. I took this with my iPhone 8 last year. This was taken on Lakeville Lake, which I live very close to, and this is Lone Tree Island. I was actually in the canoe, which is why I didn't have my camera with me. And as the sun started to set, I saw this picture, and I probably took about 100 shots until I could find one that I really liked. So, and this is just tweaked slightly to give it a little bit of an orange glow in Photoshop.
That came out good.
Is that it for my photos?
I think you are ahead of the game in lots of respects, but one of them is that, you know, with us, with all the slideshows, it's not coming out perfectly. It's kind of jittery. But at least when we are looking at still pictures, I mean, they look good. You know, so they're really good, look good. Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to learning a lot more new things this year and appreciate the support I've gotten from everybody.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So we already had Ian. Next one, I don't know, is Ian sleeping or is he still up?
He's up. Ian?
Is he still here?
His mic is muted. Ian, your mic is muted.
Aha, right.
Okay.
I'm just going. Thank you, all of you, very much indeed. Very
Good night.
enjoyable with you.
All right, good night, Ian.
Good night, Ian.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful presentation.
Good. Oops, leave.
Okay. The next one is mine. And just a few words. I love to go outside in the mornings when there is a little bit of fog and mystery in the air. And you know, I usually I would say I take 90% of my pictures early in the morning, and out of 90% is probably like 50% of them in fog, you know. So I got quite a few foggy pictures, and that's what the slideshow is about. Probably gonna be a little bit jittery, but we'll just do the best we can do with it. So.
Those are fantastic photos there, Laszlo.
Was
There's
it,
Bozo.
was it jittery?
No,
Oh,
I've gotta get
okay,
it.
that's unusual.
Mm.
All right, let me kill this program. Well, let's see who is next. Moby is the next one. Now, Moby, Moby, are you around? Can you hear us? Hello, Moby?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You want to say a few words? Or you just want me to?
Yeah, as we go through them.
Okay, so let me get started with it. It's in a PDF format. So here we go.
Okay.
Please.
Can you go back to the cover page?
Yeah,
Can you reduce the size?
I can do anything for you, Moby. There
Oh,
you go. How's that?
wow. That's pretty good. Okay.
I'm very good.
As the title suggests, here are some thoughts, some musings from this crazy summer that we've gone through. On this cover page, there are actually 2 photographs, one of my initials, and below that is a photograph in black and white, inverted, of one of the 2 big Sharon oaks which came down a couple of years ago. I made a photograph of the oak well before it came down, and then converted it to black and white, and then inverted it, and I sort of used that as a logo. Why don't we move to the next? Okay, as I listened to and looked at the prior 6 presentations, I felt that maybe we should change the name of the club to the Housatonic Camera and Music Club. Actually, 5 of the 6 presentations had music in them. Now, this photograph has music in it, but you won't hear it. It's a photograph of my TV screen, which I took on July 4th at 9:12. Listening to the TV, one heard the 1812 Overture being played by the Navy Band. And as I look at this, I'm absolutely amazed. And I have no idea what the technology was behind putting the Navy Band and the 1812 Overture together with photographs of live fireworks and the Washington Monument. What you have at the bottom is photographs of 10 musicians. Now, I have a hard time believing that the 10 musicians were playing at home on Zoom, producing the 1812 Overture, which we heard on television, but there they are. So it's a mystery to me. Many of you may have seen this, and if anybody knows how they did it, speak up. I don't think the Navy Band was present as a band on July 4th, but the music that we heard on TV was in fact the 1812 Overture, written by the Russian composer Tchaikovsky, which has now become a patriotic piece of music for the United States. So there's a lot of mystery in this. Why don't you move on? A photograph of Queen Anne's lace, which I made several years ago, and like it very much. There's not much to say about it. Perhaps it could be cropped a little at the top, but the stem at the top reminds me that, in fact, the camera was on the ground looking up at the sky, and there it is.
Very cool.
What next?
Now we talk.
One of this year's tomatoes, or tomatoes.
You say tomato.
Okay, next.
Oh, wow.
This year's spider pet that is now outside in our garden. That is the official name, black and yellow garden spider. One does a little research, one learns that the bite is comparable to a bee sting. I haven't really tested that yet, but I have enjoyed photographing the black and yellow garden spider this summer.
How big is it? Did you use a macro lens on that?
No, that's probably 1.5 inch body,
Pretty
top
big.
to bottom.
Pretty big size.
See if we can get why don't we go up just a little bit further?
I can minimize it.
Every year, maybe a little further up. Yes, perfect. Every year, I am amazed by the beauty of the flower of the dogwood and take several photos. I think that these are not from the same tree, nor from the same year, but they demonstrate the beauty of the dogwood flower, which invariably has 4 petals and reminds me of a pirouette. I think there's always a challenge in my mind as to whether flowers should be presented in color or in black and white. And this combination presents the question.
I like the black and white.
The same question is presented here. The top flowers, it's the same photograph. It's the Rose of Sharon in front of the town hall in Sharon, Connecticut. And the bottom is a morning glory from our garden. The 4 clearly present the question of color versus black and white for flower photography.
We'll still go with the black and white.
Okay. From a couple of years ago, lotus leaves in a pond in Lithgow, New York.
Nice.
and from the same pond, the same year.
Beautiful.
Now, this is, as some of you know, I like to photograph statues. This is Honey Bear in Central Park, a statue by F.G.R. Roth, which was dedicated in 1934. I've included it here as a stepping stone to the next photo, which is a photograph of one side of a 2020 coin, the silver American Eagle, which has Lady Liberty. And I was just mesmerized by this coin this year, did a little research on Lady Liberty and the origin of the coin, which is in black and white at the bottom. And maybe I'll just read the black and white. I mean, I look at this coin in our current environment, and I hope that liberty is on the march one more time. And liberty first appeared in 1916 on the Walking Liberty half dollar. At that time, Secretary of the Treasury William McAdoo reported a full-length figure of liberty, the folds of the stars and stripes flying to the breeze as a background, progressing in full stride toward the dawn of a new day, carrying branches of laurel and oak, symbolical of civil and military glory. The hand of the figure is outstretched in bestowal of the spirit of liberty. Now, in 1918, we know that liberty marched through the Spanish flu epidemic. And in 2020, I think that liberty continues to march through COVID one more time on a silver American Eagle. So somehow I think the image of liberty on the 2020 coin goes with the photograph of the Washington Monument, which I showed you at the beginning. That's it.
That's a beautiful coin. Great.
No, and it really is.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Moby.
Interesting. Very good.
Thank you.
That was great.
Comes Nancy Zanini. Nancy, are you here? Nancy? I don't know if she can hear us or not, but she sent me some pictures. So in case she can hear, here they come. That must be an iris.
Nancy's muted.
Muted. Let me see if I can unmute her.
She has to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just unmute?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this my first one?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay. The problem was I had this nice presentation with wonderful music by Sting, but being technically challenged, I couldn't send it to Laszlo. So the one thing that I will say about all these pictures together is they were all in my yard this summer. So
You got
they sort of, you'll know what they are, but they were all in my yard.
Nice one to get started with.
Oh, that's those two wonderful tree swallows mating.
Oh,
I have a whole series of them, but that was the beginning.
beautiful bird.
And
I
you-
didn't get that. Could you try again?
me?
I didn't get
Somebody's got Siri asking.
Oh, that's my watch talking.
Oh,
It sounds like
Really?
Siri or Alexa is.
This is crossing Mudge Pond Road.
uh-huh. Good catch. Oh, that's
And this is a hummingbird moth, which I had never seen before. But it was
not too many around.
it was quite magnificent and very patient and sat on the phlox for a good 10 minutes. Oh, and that little beauty was in the beginning of the summer when it was still cool out, when we had those cool days in May, I think it was.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful bird.
We have a lot of birds here coming up.
Oh,
Oh, that's supposed to be at the very end. I have several shots of this, and the birds just look very sad. You know, I think they were reflecting what a lot of people felt this summer.
oh God. They can't feel it.
That was supposed to be at the end. But I don't know.
I think they just go in alphabetical order. I don't know what it was, you know, so they just.
Yeah, no, Laszlo, because I didn't know how to send them. I don't know. That's the Baltimore Oriole when they first arrived. And really, there was so much for them to eat that they stayed around almost the entire summer, upside down. The color was just majestic.
Incredible.
Oh, and the frog. I so seldom see frogs. You know, I hear them all day long, and I so seldom see them.
Well, he looks happy.
Cutie.
Really,
A prince in disguise.
Yeah.
the frog. Oh, and the robins. The robins were so happy. I'm surprised there's a single worm left.
You got close to that one.
And
Oh my
and
God.
we've been worried about the turtles in our pond,
Oh.
but this year these 12, and there are 12, stayed for about a week, and then they sort of scattered away. We have other ones, but not these 12. All sort of the same size.
It's a congregation.
Oh, the echinacea. You can see I never did leave my yard. The echinacea, which I didn't. Oh, I did leave once. The alpacas are really very funny. This is Perlita and Tosca.
Where are they?
They are over on Calkinstown Road.
Mm.
They actually belong to my vet. And they're very, very amusing. Highly amusing.
Cute. They just got sheared.
And you know, they're just subjects waiting to be photographed.
Mm.
Is that the end? Oh, the purple martin. You know, I so seldom see the purple martin. And that was just one morning, and he's
right.
oops, the purple martin is flying very close to the pond, very close,
Beautiful bird.
about to dip in. Oh, spring, or you know, when the flowers were just starting. Back when we had, oh, my Rosie,
Yeah.
my Rosie O'Grady on a sunny day. Yeah, so happy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
COVID summer.
I like the little hat.
Very nice.
Keeping the flies away.
Right. All right. Steve, you got to be the last one.
Okay.
Can you
Last
hear
and
me?
probably least, but
Okay,
I
let
will say-
me find you, okay? Hold on for a second. Come on.
yeah, I will say how wonderful these slide presentations have been with music. I feel like I'm back in school and everybody spent all night doing their assignments, and I just knocked something off 5 minutes to midnight. But I had just sent Laszlo a couple sample pictures, really. I didn't put together a presentation. Normally, or I'm usually shooting in normal times, for the most part, doing street photography. I've done travel photography over the last couple of years. But this year in the pandemic summer, we've been fortunate enough to spend a lot of time at our house on a lake in Pine Plains, Stissing Lake. I'm contributing to the book that Jeff is putting together of landscapes of the area. And I wound up taking a lot of pictures of Stissing Lake at different times of the day. This is just a few pictures, a few sample pictures. And they're all, I think these were all pretty much taken from the dock right in front of the house. Just to spend the summer up there and watch the light change in the course of the day, and the swans, and going a little deeper into, I guess, the interior of the lake, I kind of moved towards abstraction, if you will, in addition to some of the landscapes. This shot was obviously early in the morning with the mist and the swan in the center of the picture. Kind of a sad story with the swan. There was a pair with several babies that got picked off one by one by either hawks or the turtles. And then there was only one, and then the babies were gone. There was only one swan. And then I read somewhere that swans can actually divorce. They mate for life, but they can actually divorce if they lose all the babies. So this swan was alone for a while. Another swan came by for a few days. I guess it was dating, and then that swan left. So it was just a single swan. Anyway, a little digression. If you can go to the next one. This was just looking into the reflection and the interior of the lake from the dock. It doesn't say much, but what I liked was the color, the complexity of the surface water, and the reflection of the green on the bright blue. Not much to say about that. This was from the dock as well. We had a rainstorm in the morning. The rain stopped, and then the rainbow came out, and my wife and I just rushed out and took some pictures, sent them to the neighbors, told them to come out of the house. But I didn't do much with this picture, actually, just took out the haze and played around with the exposure. But I really loved the way the color came out and the different tones of blue in the sky. Almost looked a little bit like a late Turner, kind of abstract.
Very nice.
Next one is just another one looking into the lake, and again, just looking at the reflection of the plants, a little yellow flower floating there, and some shadows in the corner. It just looked to me as kind of a complex collage of different images right on the surface of the lake. So I enjoyed looking at that one. And the last one from the same spot is, I like this one. I like the tone in the sky. Again, it looks almost like a painting to me, and there's fishermen in the foreground and another one in the background. It's kind of twilight. The fish are starting to jump, and it's a beautiful beautiful point of the day where you get very violet light on the lake. So just a few sample images that I sent Laszlo. I'm kind of sorry at this point after seeing these other presentations that I didn't put something together a more broader presentation, but very much enjoyed being at the lake and also being motivated by the landscapes for the book that we're putting together.
There's always going to be a next time. Beautiful pictures, though. And,
I learned a lot about swans too.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I feel bad for the swan. Hopefully he finds another mate and he's back next year.
There you go.
Really love the last one.
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone. Okay. Now, let's see. I don't know. It's right now. It's 10 minutes after 8. Down and David has got one more slideshow in case you want to see it. You can naturally always leave if you want to, but they are very short, you know, so I don't want to say much about them unless Dawn wants to say anything about hers. You know, that's about New Orleans. Are you still here with us, Dawn?
Yep, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
You're cracking up a little bit, but
All right. Maybe I'm too far away from the mic. Let me try to get closer. I'm using a laptop for the mic. This was just a slideshow I put together, I think about 2 years ago, and it was based on our trip to New Orleans, and found some neat music that would go with it, and it just shows how diverse New Orleans is.
okay.
So we're looking to go back next year if this whole COVID thing can go away by then. Fingers crossed.
Right. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Now it's done. Oh, wow.
Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night and day? I know I'm not wrong. The feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away. Miss the moss-covered pines, the tall sugar pines, where mockingbirds used to sing. And I'd like to see the lazy Mississippi hurrying in to spring. Over my grass, the memories of Creole's tunes that fill the air. I dream of old yanders in June, and soon I'm wishing that I were there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans when that's where you left your heart? There's something more. I miss the one I care for more than I miss New Orleans.
that was amazing.
Very good.
You found the perfect music for it.
Yeah, it was terrific.
Yeah, that wasn't hard with New Orleans. That was the easy one.
That was absolutely amazing.
Beautiful. Amazing.
It's a
Yeah.
fun place to visit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here comes the last one. Make sure you turn the volume on your speakers up all the way, you know, so the neighbors can hear that one too. It was done by David Rowley, again, and he used my pictures in it, but the show is great because the complete and perfect match of the music and the transmissions and probably the pictures as well. So there's just something that's highly unusual. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, but it's definitely a different one. So here it comes. And this is like 10 or 15 years old. Oh, wait a minute. What?
Oh, that was terrific.
Great.
Great, Laszlo. Really good.
Great.
I think it was a little bit too fast for Zoom, but you know,
That was really good.
No, I think it worked really well.
it's
In the
a
format.
weird one. All right, let's go back to stop the screen share. Okay. Oh, as people are still here, not sleeping yet. Okay. So we can unmute. Good. Good. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah.
very well.
Okay. Does anyone has something to say before we finish up the meeting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going
Yes,
to,
Laszlo, I'd like to just make a brief comment. Can you hear?
Yeah. Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to express two thoughts. One, a disappointment, which is very real, and two, a hope, which is very sincere. The disappointment is that this summer we seem to be going towards publishing the first book of the Camera Club. And
Yes.
the subject matter is limited, and that is not consistent with my understanding of the philosophy of the club, which is inclusive, not exclusive. So that's my disappointment. My hope is that the people who are organizing this have a second thought and a real think, and perhaps take a look at the richness of the photographs that were displayed tonight, and recognize that the scope of this Camera Club is much broader than landscapes of the Berkshires. I think the first book should be representative of the club and not a specific interest of a few individuals. That said, I certainly have no objection to a couple of individuals or several publishing a book on their own. But if it's going to be a Camera Club book, I think it should have the broader interests of the club represented. So I don't expect a response in this evening, but the people who are organizing it have a responsibility to the club to think seriously about this issue.
Right, I will talk to Jeff about it. I just want to say a few words. It did start up as a landscape photography book, so I think it was discussed at the beginning, that's what we want. I know that you had objections against it from the very beginning, but most of the people were okay with it, so that's why we just went by the way of majority, so I understand your point, I really do, so I will talk to Jeff about it, and let's see, if we can find any kind of compromise on that.
Maybe I could say a word. Can you hear me? It's
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
I only see two white spots for me. I don't look like that.
No, you don't look like that normally.
I don't have anything on my screen.
I felt like what you just heard in the beginning, and I almost didn't contribute. But then I thought, well, let's start from where we are and what we see around us. And it made me look deeper. I do mostly travel photography. So I was disappointed because most of my best shots I couldn't use. But as I looked around, I was able to go deeper into the land around me. Schnaub Brook, the Taconic Mountain Range, the Berkshires. So I'm hoping once we get the book out and show where we are and what we see, I'm hoping we can follow Moby's advice and look out to the rest of the world. Here we are, world, looking out at you. So that's my 2 cents.
All right. Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna send out probably tomorrow to everybody because we need soon we're gonna need pictures for the NECCC competition and the PSA competition. So yeah, start collecting some pictures and yeah, read the email and follow the instructions and send the pictures to Laszlo for these competitions because that's what we still gonna do next year. There's the NECCC and the PSA competition.
Okay. All right. Hello?
No.
It must be down, because it's, hello? You?
Hi, can you hear me?
No,
Barely.
barely.
Oh, that's it now. Let me try to turn the volume up. Can you hear me now?
No,
No, can't hear you, no.
can't hear you, Don.
Well, thank you, Laszlo, for doing this. This is,
Yeah,
even this is a learning curve. So, you know,
It is, it was for the first time, and hopefully the next presentations are gonna be, from the internet, not using Zoom, but using some other programs. So we might not have these problems that what we had. It's a technical glitch that I don't think that I can solve. I know for the fact that I cannot solve. It has something to do with Zoom. That slideshows don't work perfectly and stuff like that. It's we'll do the best for the time being.
Well, this worked very well.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Well,
And thank you.
for the first try, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's good to hear that. All right. Well, as Bert says, try to get some pictures ready for the next competition. I'm sure that everyone has got a camera now. So please send them in. And I wish everyone good night then.
okay. Thank you, Laszlo.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Laszlo.
Laszlo.
You did a great
Okay,
job.
guys.
thank you.
Yeah.
And goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Good night.